Ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and last time on Beyond Our Rule Ripper we had a conversation with Piano whilst Coffee had a conversation with Poker, and we both ended up failing in our missions to either talk Poker out of killing people or whatever Coffee was doing, and I failed to talk Piano round to helping us vote Poker out, and now we're going to get some backstory on Coffee, I think. So let's do that. It happened while I was doing one of my walks around the city. Wait, I hadn't talked about them. At some point I decided to do that, perhaps an attempt to escape from the problems I had at home. There wasn't really any other reason or goal. It wasn't to exercise, nor because I particularly liked the city or nature, nor even as a way to meet people. It was absolutely contrary to my nature, but I did it on a whim, without any schedule and nowhere near being a daily activity. Sometimes I even returned home less than 30 minutes later. It's simply a form of escapism, nothing more. It didn't work as such, though. It doesn't make me feel that much better, because while walking I keep thinking about all my problems. If anything, it was worse than staying home reading. At least books and other distractions would, distract me. Not just that, seeing beggars and homeless people on the streets made me feel bad for feeling bad for myself. My life was perfect in comparison to them, and yet I kept doing these walks. I guess I really was desperate to find something, anything, a turnabout of fate just by walking around blindly trying your luck. And as I was saying before, eventually I did. My gamble paid off in the end. I found him. Or to be precise, I found his work. It was merely a passing glance at a wall, but that was all I needed to notice it. Street art. What some would call graffiti, but it really is art. What's with that look? I'm not the type of person that would like that. Well, to be fair, I didn't expect it either. I never cared that much about art in general, as I'd spent most of my time reading. Not saying that literature isn't art, I'm referring to paintings and... you got it, okay? It's hard for me to describe it. It's beautiful, a big mural that left me in awe. I couldn't get my eyes off of it. Have you seen Van Gogh's work? It was that kind of style. Perhaps not quite on that level, but... at that moment I felt like I was in a museum, and luckily its creator had signed below. Suddenly I saw a goal, a discernible reason to go outside finding more. And so I did. I could have tried searching online, but for some reason I wanted to do it myself. Using my phone I recorded its location and of course took a photo. From there my treasure hunt began. It wasn't actually as hard as you might imagine. They weren't too far apart. The artist had a clearly defined territory. Maybe they lived or worked around those areas, or they simply liked it. And yes, all the other works I found were also incredible, all following a similar style, all under the same name. I kept searching around that city area until, about a month after that first finding, I found him, this time for real. That had never been my intention. I wanted to meet the artist, of course, but I never expected to. I would have been satisfied with seeing more of his work. But there he was, alone in an alleyway, brush on hand, in the middle of creating another work of art. As I got closer, his reaction made it clear that he didn't expect, nor wanted to be found. I knew from my search that he always chose low transit areas to paint. I felt bad for interrupting him, but the surprise I felt too made me unable to apologise. Though considering how I was back then, I'm not sure I would have anyways. I barely talked to my parents, so talking to strangers... I didn't say anything, but to my own surprise, I didn't run away or even turn around either. I looked at his work and was amazed, as usual, despite its unfinished state. He surely noticed.
Hi, you like it? It's not done yet, but
Hopefully, well, hopefully it comes out good. Again, I barely talk to anyone. So, of course... Good? It's so much more than that. I couldn't restrain myself. How could he be asking that? Of course I liked it. Was he doubting his talent? Was he blind? Whoa there, calm down. I mean, I appreciate that, but that was some energy. Is it really that good? Yes, just as great as the others. Anyone could see that. The others, you say? A slip of the tongue. I couldn't believe myself. Was I seriously that invested in it? Of course I was. Otherwise I wouldn't have spent a month looking around. But that was the moment it really hit me. I never felt like that about anything aside from books. Actually, I don't think anything I've ever read has made me react like that. Damn, I don't know what to say. Thanks, I guess. I've never met a fan before, so I'm not sure if you want an autograph or a photo or what. No. I wasn't expecting this either. I don't want to bother you. Continue. Oh, alright. Do you want to watch? Don't you prefer working alone? Kinda. Not a big fan of the pressure, to be honest, but I'd feel bad if I made you leave. Who knows, maybe having an audience isn't half bad. Plus, I like your passion. Passion, I guess you could call it that. It was a very strange feeling. After so many years, or really all my life, being the quiet one. The girl nobody talked to. The child prodigy that could only interact with books. Him saying I had passion was like he wasn't talking to me, but someone else behind me. I don't know how it happened or if anyone's to blame. The idea that I was different from everyone else, be it due to my intelligence or my autism, made me feel like I couldn't talk to anyone, which meant nobody talked to me either, thus leading me to talk even less, and everything kept getting worse. It would be easy to blame the bullying. Clearly it made it much worse and ruined my future prospects, but it was that spiral that caused the bullying, not the other way around. However, that cycle, that growing snowball that pushed me away from everyone, had suddenly come to a halt with that meeting. Of course, that doesn't mean it magically fixed it forever. To this day, I still barely talk to my parents, or anyone besides him. But at that moment, it felt like something had bloomed inside me. Okay, I probably got too cheesy there. Just goes to show what remembering that moment does to me. Anyways, after that we both remained silent for a while. He painted while I watched. Every now and then he would make a small comment or ask something like, "All good?" And I would mutter a small response. At times I felt awkward standing there, looking in silence, but it quickly faded by just looking at what was in front of me. Hours went by, until it got late. Too late. I had to return home, but I couldn't bring myself to say goodbye. I had to go back home, but I couldn't bring myself to say it. Partly because I didn't want to leave, but I also didn't want to interrupt him, or I guess the truth is that I was barely capable of talking to him through the wall that still existed between me and everyone else. That should be good enough for today. I wonder if he noticed that I began feeling nervous or it was pure chance. He stopped, left the brush on the floor, and walked towards me. That wasn't so bad. Maybe I can actually work under some pressure after all. Right. He then turned around to look at his work. Well, looking at the big picture, there's still some room for improvement, but yeah, it's going well. Right. So, it was nice meeting you. Guess we didn't really introduce ourselves, though you already know me. I've been following your work for some time. At this rate, you're going to make me feel like some kind of celebrity. I haven't been doing this for even a year. Really? And you're this good already? Well, I'm not new to painting per se. I've been drawing since I was a kid. I wanted to get into college, but things didn't work out. I had one career in mind, one that fit my style and tastes, but I didn't have the money to keep up. I checked out other options, but none of them worked for me. So one day I decided to try something a bit different. Suddenly all pieces fell into place. I might be overstating it, but that's how I felt back then. Oh, this is her. Suddenly all pieces fell into place. I might be overstating it, but that's how I felt back then. I don't mean his talent. I'd felt a connection with his works, a feeling that set them apart from the rest. I wanted to get into college, but things didn't work out. Even if our circumstances differed, that seemed to be the only thing we had in common. The feeling of being left to our fates by the world, and that fate being an empty one. The road we'd been walking for years had been suddenly cut short, with no way to go back. The only choice was to create a new one. In his case, that had been street art, not knowing if it would lead him anywhere. Thus far, the only result had been me. What do you expect to get from this? I had to know his answer. He seemed confused, unsure of what I meant. Do you expect fame? Will you be able to live off of this? Judging by his reaction, that wasn't the first time he'd been asked those questions. I felt bad for asking the sort of things that my parents would ask, but I wanted to know if he could give me a good answer. Who knows? I've got one fan now, at least. A completely inadequate answer. Empty hopes. I was about to complain when he added something else. No, I doubt I'll get famous. That's not my goal, though. I want to continue doing my art for the rest of my life, and I know that to do that I'll need money sooner or later. He sighed and then thought for a moment. I don't have any plans yet, to be honest, but I needed to do something. Anything. It might have sounded dumb, but I was being serious before. Until a moment ago, I only saw this as a hobby from which I wanted more. But now I know there's someone that likes it, someone other than me. If one person can see something special in my works, more than I can, then more people like you might exist out there. No matter what happens, your existence already makes me want to keep going as far as I can. That was the answer I needed to hear. Are you okay? Worried, he walked up to me. I had begun to cry. Were my words so powerful? Man, I might have another talent. Shut up. Don't ruin it. Okay, fine. Hey, I'm done for today, but I'd feel bad leaving you like this. How about we go someplace? I'll get you something as an apology. Apology? No, I should be the one to. Wait. Are you asking me on a date? No, but I can't just leave you alone like this, right? And I'd rather go somewhere nice than stand here. In the end, he managed to convince me. After hiding his tools somewhere safe, he brought me to a nearby coffee shop he apparently went too often. After hiding his tools somewhere safe, he brought me to a nearby coffee shop he apparently went too often. I don't know what to order, I'm not particularly hungry. A coffee then? We're at a coffee shop after all. How'd you like it? I'm not into coffee. Though I've never tried it, to be honest. You're kidding, really? We've got to fix that ASAP. Leave it to me. He then proceeded to order his favourite drink for me, fawning over how well they made it there. He was paying for me, so the least I could do was try it. As you might have deduced by now, it was an Irish coffee, the same blend as the one I've been drinking every hour as my antidote. I took a sip and... Ugh. Its taste assaulted my senses. The coffee and the whiskey were bitter, very strong, while the cream was sweet, cloyingly so. It was the first time I'd felt anything like it, and I wanted it to be the last. I started coughing, my throat was burning, and I accidentally spilled some coffee and cream onto the table. Wow, what an explosive reaction, you okay? Is this some sort of prank? The coffee? You're serious, but... Can you have like my... How can you have liked my art, yet not appreciated this masterpiece? Your art is 10,000 times better than this monstrosity. How can you have such a good taste in art and yet... Careful, your mouth is dripping. Drink it yourself. We'll see who laughs then. With pleasure, I drink it whenever I can. If you like my work so much, I'm letting you know that this coffee is what makes them possible. It's the gas for my brain. Gas, huh? You know, it does taste like gasoline. How would you know that? You've tried it, or what? My desire to strangle him was quickly growing. And at the same time I realised that my behaviour was different from the usual, like when we met. For the first time in many years I was feeling alive. I was talking to someone without holding back, with no awkward silences, just having a dumb argument. It felt like talking to a friend, or... I won't ever forget that day, especially that moment. Those are the memories I recall every time I drink my antidote. I don't know how the owner knows all this, but there's no doubt that it's the reason behind my nickname. With what goal? I've no idea. It doesn't matter. All I want is to see him again. Since that day, we meet almost every day. I watched as he paints, give him my feedback, and then he teaches me a bit. I still don't know what to do with my life. I can't see myself doing what he does, but whatever my future looks like, I want him by my side. As if she'd suddenly realised that she'd given more details than intended, she covered her mouth with her scarf and finished her story. It was something she never thought she'd tell anyone. At least not for a long time, and especially not to someone she basically had just met. And yet she didn't regret it. Her thoughts were much clearer than before, and her will to leave that place was even stronger than before. I will see him again, no matter the cost. What's with that face? Sorry, I guess I'm jealous. Jealous? Are you implying that you... No, don't take it that way. I mean that I don't have anyone like that. Never had one, actually. Oh, before then, me neither. That's why you have to leave your past behind and get out of here. Together with our rules, we can survive. Yeah, I know. Honestly, it'd be nice to have someone like that. Not a lover necessarily, a friend would be enough. Since I lost my first one, and I never found anyone else. But lover? We're still not. Huh? What's so funny all of a sudden? To his surprise, she wasn't angry, only confused. Sorry, never in a million years did I expect to see you like this. You do have a heart, after all. Of course I do. I'd be dead otherwise. I don't mean literally. Right, then you also thought I was an awful person? No, just a cold one. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, it was just an attempt at a joke. No, it's on me. I act like this even if I know it pushes people away. Well, don't be too hard on yourself either. If it's your nature, it can't be helped. No, this conversation proves I can express myself if I really try. Being hard for me isn't a good excuse. But sure, beating myself up over it doesn't help. You know, maybe you can be that person for me. Huh? You said... Friend. I meant friend, no other word attached. Stop jumping to conclusions. I can't help it. Oh, right. True. I'll try to be more clear from now on. Yes, please. I hate these unnecessary misunderstandings. They make me feel so stupid. Trust me. You're not. Truth is, not sure if we're very compatible, and these aren't the best circumstances to make friends. On the other hand, Lime. Remember Lime, guys? And then she was ripped from our hands. Alright. Even so, maybe we make a good team. If you cooperated more, maybe. Right. Going back on topic, I think after hearing your story, I couldn't forgive myself if I broke our alliance. Seems like whatever I do, there won't be a good ending for me. That ship already sunk, and I have to accept that. That ship might have never existed in the first place. Regardless, we have to fight for the best alternative, and to do that we need to break this deadlock. Which means voting for poker. It's the only way, assuming my rule allows it. Poker's accusal a few hours ago, you mean? We don't know who accused him, so it's a gamble. Still, even if they can vote for him, we have to convince them to do it. Exactly. Hang on, did I just miss who spoke? I did. Never mind. Exactly, and Cocktail can be ruled out. Piano is the key. But talking to him doesn't seem to have gone particularly well. No, it really hasn't. He's not very cooperative, regardless of if it's in person or through texts. What do we do then? Perhaps if that option is already impossible, there's only one left. Stop the game from ending yet. Survive until your rule gives us the victory. It's not an option until we've made sure there's no other way. We can't be the only two left. I know. I don't want that either. But if it does come to that, we have to accept it. Alright? Alright. If I survive this by taking everyone else's lives, I might never be able to forgive myself. But after hearing your reason to survive, I couldn't forgive myself either if my idealism caused your death. You don't need to worry about me so much. You should also have a strong reason to live. I don't want to die. I can't think of any strong reason. I just want to get my life back. That's good enough. Yeah, I guess it is. It wasn't something he could explain rationally. And he didn't have to. Perhaps someday he would meet someone that would give meaning to his life or find a new goal to work towards. And even if that didn't happen, he couldn't throw in the towel. He couldn't abandon the infinite possibilities that life could still hold for him. Well, that could be the rational explanation. Okay, so our objective is Poker's defeat. Is that correct? Yes, that's our biggest obstacle right now. We must get through this blockade in the next council. Now all we need to find out is how. Okay, so what have we got? Look into the murders. That's interesting. Meet with Cocktail and Cigar. You could end up just having the same situation. Speak with Poker again. Looking into the murders is interesting, do you not think? What are we going to find out there? Even if it is a dead end, I feel like I want to do that. This first, this second if this one doesn't work. I don't think this one would work. We could investigate the murders again, for example. Huh? Why? We already know who's the culprit. Right, I don't know, I'm just throwing out ideas. I know it seems like a waste of time, maybe it is, but there's something that doesn't quite seem to fit. What? I forgot until now, but talking about this made me remember. There's one death that I still don't understand. Lime's death? Is it? Or... So Jin's death, Lime's death, Darts, death, vodka. In lime... Lime was slipped something. Vodka was slipped something. Was he? Or was he not? Darts just kind of vanished. Is there anything weird about Jin's death, the original death? I mean, it seems like you might want to investigate the original death. Would you want to investigate the original death? That's got me curious. Lime... I mean, I think that from like a mystery story point of view, wouldn't this be the one that would be the most... This would be like our smoking gun, right? I think this... Okay, if this doesn't work, if the other thing doesn't work and I have to pick two, then this is all irrelevant. So it's got to be that this is relevant, right? You wouldn't write 4 different endings that are wrong, would you, Toriv? If this is wrong, then I'm going for this one maybe, or this one, because darts just disappearing is weird, right? Let's say Jin. Jin. What's left to solve there? We know the who and the how. We're missing the why. Why did he kill his potential ally? Some disagreement, I presume. Between those two, with how friendly they were with one another. The only way to find that out would be getting the truth out of Poker. I think you can manage that. I can give it a shot. You could, but I can't see how that would help us. Yeah, you win. I already noticed this wasn't going anywhere while talking. To be fair, if we tried an emotional approach on him, we might find a weak point, but it would anger him in the process, which could probably not end well for us. We're missing a spirit channeler, so let's drop the subject. I'll think of something else. Oh. Huh? What happened? Wait. How could I forget? It's not just why, there's something else. Oh. Oh, the barman went missing. Yeah, the barman went missing. Time of the crime scene. Barman. Any ideas? The barman! What barman? What are you talking about? Jin's barman, we never found it. That's right, it still doesn't make any sense for the culprit to take it. But we already know the killer's identity. What relevance does this have now? I'm not sure, but it bothers me not knowing why. There had to be a reason, and whatever that is, it could help us. I don't see how, but how do you plan to know that? Asking Poker? Well, we could start by asking him where he put it. If he has nothing else to hide, he should tell us, otherwise he has something worth hiding. Okay, let's try. Wanted to save time and to avoid another confrontation with him before the council, he opened the messenger app. What did you do with Jin's barman? He had to wait a couple minutes. But the answer was worth the wait. Nothing, didn't touch it. What? He's saying it wasn't his doing. Huh? To be fair, I can't think of a reason why he would have done it. But then... there shouldn't be a reason to hide a barman, and there's no way Jin would lose it. Looks like you were right. This mystery can be hiding something. Right, but what now? Should I keep asking him? Well, if he doesn't know, if he's lying for whatever reason, you won't get the truth out of him no matter how much you ask. not from poker, that's for sure, then our only option is finding it. It could take up too much time even if we split up. If we're to look for it, we should narrow down the options first. Narrow the options. The motive doesn't matter now. Think, what could have happened to her barman? Did she really lose it, or was it taken? If she did lose it, where could that have been and when? It'd be in the bathroom still. And if someone stole it, would they still have it, or did they get rid of it? I doubt anyone would dare to carry 2 barmen around. No matter the reason, it would be hard to hide it for long. The rules forbid violent actions against them, so getting rid of one without being found isn't easy. But if that were the case, how hasn't it been found by now? After a bit of pondering, his conclusion was to search. Well, should we try the bathroom? This might be the wrong thing. I don't know where else. That seems like the obvious place, but maybe that's wrong. Any ideas? And I guess we're going to share with Coffee where we're going to search next time for Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.